Hi, my name is Tejpal Patel and I follow Ricky Chadda on YouTube.
Hello friends, this video could be a little longer than my usual videos because if I have to explain to you about this planet I'm talking about, the headless planet Ketu, it's you need to understand a planet which actually fascinates me, a very mysterious planet, and we need to understand the planet in totality to understand what this planet in your horoscope signifies. So, friends, this is Ricky Chetta from Astro Healer channel, beginning with Ketu the Headless. See, Ketu is also known as a south node. It is a planet which has no head, so it has no face, no ego, no sense, and no thinking. There are no expressions, and there is absolutely nothing. But then you may ask me, why does it act then? And how does it act? Now, that is why I say that this is a very mysterious planet. Ketu looks inside because the counterpart, the north node Rahu, is the head. Now, because it has the head, it has the eye, so he looks at various things and he desires for. He wants to listen, he wants to eat. He is full of desire, and that is why Rahu is known as desire. On the other hand, Ketu is also always known as a planet where there is nothing, no desire, no ego whatsoever. Now, if I say Ketu is headless, I want you to open your horoscope, and as you know, we all somewhere or the other will find the planet Ketu somewhere in the horoscope, right? Now, Ketu in your horoscope will represent everything that you have utilized or outlived, or something that has to be discarded. It also represents those aspects of life and the way of living which you have already enjoyed in your past incarnation to the fullest. So you have enjoyed that particular part so much. It's like if you are hungry, I bring a whatever you crave for, whatever you like to eat. If I give it to you, you will eat to a point where you will say no, and you are the person who wanted to eat this. You are the one who will push the plate back once you have satisfied yourself. Similarly, Ketu says that this particular house where I am sitting in the horoscope in this life, I am pushing the plate back because I have eaten enough. I have fulfilled that thirst, that hunger, that craveness enough in my past life. And so you will see that you have a detachment from that particular, not the house, but whatever the house signifies. Ketu is an agent in your horoscope which shows or who tears, make holes disperses things in your life. It will not deny. Please understand, it will not deny. But it will make you very indifferent in that area. Now, I have, when I was making some notes, I have got an example which I wanted to just share with you. If Ketu, say in one of the horoscope of a person, if Ketu, if I see that it is in the first house, the person will have a zero sense. Now, when I say zero sense, he is not a moron. He is not mad, an idiot. No, I would say he's got a zero sense of himself. But he can be a brilliant actor because Ketu in the first house is something like a blank sheet, like a blank canvas. So anything that you want to write, you want to draw, you want to portray, it's easy, and it's very easy for the person to accept the demands of the director of the movie on his personality. Right? Take the case of Amitabh Bachchan, Ketu in the first house. I'll go further. The house that Ketu occupies and the planet that he will influence or will conjunct or will be together will represent the things or some of the desires or maybe some objects you will rather be very indifferent to. I'll give you an example of this also. So Ketu in the fifth house. Fifth house is a house which also, one of the signification is children. You will always find that either it will tear, disperse, or you will be very indifferent to that house, so you do not want kids. And if you want kids, I see a termination, an abortion, a miscarriage, so and so. Further, now someone with the Ketu in the first house would be very indifferent to his environment, to the society, and maybe as a head of the family, or maybe he's a businessman. See, Ketu being in the first house does not deny you anything. So he is a businessman. But what will happen? He will allow his wife to take all major decisions, even in his business. That means he will give all the authority to his wife. So his wife is going to be actually directing this person. People outside would look, oh, he is a businessman. But in reality, he is completely dominated or directed by his wife. The person is very happy enough, I would say, internally with the situation. He has got no problems. But what will happen? He will incur a lot of losses in the business if wife is not 100% into it. And because he makes losses, there would be constant fight, constant conflicts. So Ketu will give you a gift of a non-coherent personality, which will take you away or start affecting your social, family, and your business life. So something has to be done about it. So if you have Ketu in such a situation, something has to be done, right? Now, what can this person do? You can, maybe you are internally a very indifferent person, but actively if you push yourself, energize and develop some interest in some superficial or maybe on a superficial level also, And uh, you know, and the separation and the dispersion from ego, which is actually a gift from Ketu, in a sense, if you want to utilize this, this is the best thing. That if you don't have emotions, if you don't have ego, if you don't have all these things, I think Ketu has fully prepared you for spiritualism. A place where, a niche where you will fit the best. It will give you, because you are so indifferent with so many things, you are the best person to go into meditation, because you are completely into a moksha. See, if you ask any normally, I mean, this person also is normal, but if you ask any other person to put to do a dhyan or meditation, even in my meditation, it's very, very difficult to do meditation, because something or the other is running in my mind. Oh, my wife, my children, my business, my money, my bank, all those things. But because this person, as it is away from all this thing, 100% concentration in the dhyan is there. Now, we have to look that Ketu, okay, is into one of your houses. But more than that, we have to even look what happens when Ketu is in the transit. So it goes to all the 12 houses. Please mark my words, Ketu is into a transit for all 18 months into one sign. Like for example, today when we are having a discussion, Ketu today is in the sign of Scorpio. Rahu is bank opposite in the sign of Taurus. Now, in the transit also, whichever house it will sit, you will see for some time there's going to be a separation from the object of that particular house. It is a good thing in a way, I would say, that the mind is getting prepared to detach yourself from that house as far as your emotions are concerned, actions are concerned, which maybe you have outlived the purpose in your previous life. See, I have seen several examples, many horoscope that people consult with me, and every time somebody consults me, I keep a data bank and I keep reading, and so many charts, keep on reading and learning, of course. Now, for example, just an example, if Ketu is going in your fourth house, right? For now, if you ask me, anyone who has got Aquarius as a Lagna, I'm talking about today, Aquarius as a Lagna or Aquarius as a moon sign, you will see that in the fourth house, you will find that particular person having Ketu transiting. There is a possibility of separation from mother. Now, I don't want to take it any further. How separation, I don't want to speak that. Okay. But that separation is so painless, so smooth, that, and your acceptance that the person is gone will be so subtle and so nice that you will take it in a very positive way. Fine. Similarly, if you have a Ketu in the fourth house, what else can happen? Maybe you will get stability, emotional satisfaction. I've seen people in the fourth house Ketu, one may get married maybe in few months. Now, why am I saying this? It's very important. I told you this video is going to be long. You have to understand this in depth. See, let me speak a little clear. Maybe in the fourth house, the person lost his mother. It was a painless or death. Acceptance was there. In a few months after the mother passed away, maybe you got married in few months, you may have bought a new property, maybe you bought a bigger house. So fourth house represents all this. Though Ketu is non-materialistic, but all these things have come to you. So don't think Ketu is only going to do bad. It will get you whatever you want also. Now, we have to also see if Ketu located in various different houses, what will it generally give you? See, you know that Ketu is a planet of dispersion, non-coherence, disinterest, apathy, headless, things that you want to abandon, you don't want anymore. Okay, limitless, not powered, careless, deserted. In the following houses that I'm going to speak about, see the first house, which represents your personal self, your image, your status in society. You're the head. Now Ketu over there will definitely have some impact of all that I have mentioned over here. In the second house, you will see the family assets, lineage, speech, communication. You will see the effect of Ketu over there. So, in the second house, when I say speech, is it that you're going to lose your speech? No. Your communication will be more on a very different level. Maybe you will become a very good, a person talking about the reality of life, motivational speaking, whatever you say. If Ketu is in the third house, these are not a transit, it's in the third house. It represents your neighborhood, extended family, which means your brothers and all those things, and even your boldness. Fine. Fourth house represents your mother. I've just spoken about it. Landed property, your residence, maybe change of residence also. Fifth house speaks about education, children, expression or creativity. Sixth house is all about disease, debts, enemies and arguments, competition as well. Seventh house is your partnership, business partner, life partner. It's a foreign settlement, permanent settlement is the seventh house. It's your spouse. Eighth house. Now this is a very, very important house as far as Ketu is concerned in this particular house. It is a house of death or the root, not the R-O-O-T, it's R-O-U-T-E, the way, the path, the death into an unknown subconscious and other dimensions. So accidents, medical operations as well, because Ketu in the 8th house talks about cut, tearing. 9th house, it's a very external religious behavior. Maybe internal you are not, but the exterior you will see that a very religious behavior. deceased ancestors getting connected to them. 10th house, you will see 10th house is always associated with your father, your profession, your karma, your work. 11th house, again, Ketu is about, this house is about networking, social circle, source of income, source of gain, luck, and so on. And now comes the 12th house. 12th house is of deep subconscious mind. It is a very internal spirituality, and the house of loss. And I've mentioned many a times that please do not think 12th house is a loss of your money. It is a loss of yourself also, loss of your identity. That is why we say 12th house is of a foreign country, because you are going away from your motherland. So it's a loss of your hometown. And people keep saying, 12th house means loss of money. Money is just a very small part of it. Now, we have to also understand that what if Ketu is in conjunction with different planets? And if it is in conjunction with different planet, the planet, whatever it represents, Ketu is going to do what? Ketu is going to lessen the signification. For example, if Ketu is with Surya or Sun, it's your personal ego. Sun represents. Source of all energy is your Sun, maybe father. So it talks about somewhere over here you will have, some part of the ego, the loss of ego. You won't have ego. You will be very humble, very soft spoken. Sun with Ketu, also called as a Pitradosh, also over here. So some frictions with your father. Why? Because you will not be doing what your father is expecting you to do, because you are on a very, very different tangent. With moon, it talks about emotions, it talks about mind, your mother, same is the case. If it is with Mangal or Mars, then it's Mars represents courage, valor, expression of personal energy, competitiveness, and being stubborn, and also your brothers. Budh or Mercury talks about creativity, it talks about communication, it talks about travel, intelligence. Dev Guru or Brahaspati, or we call as Jupiter, is a planet of expansion, teaching, teacher, preacher, very conventional way of teaching, and very conventional knowledge that comes from Deva Guru. Now, like we have the Deva Guru, we have a Daitya Guru also, the Guru of the Rakshas, that is Shukra Acharya. Shukra, Venus. Venus represents in our life relationship. Ketu with Venus, you will be very indifferent towards relationship. Okay. Venus is also a spiritual teacher. Venus is very esoteric knowledge will give you. I have seen people having a combination of Ketu, Guru, and Venus, either conjunction, aspect, nakshatra, parivartan, or anyhow, if they have the association, these three planets, Ketu, Guru, and Venus, 100% the person is into spiritual world. 100%. A very good combination. If Ketu is with Shani, Shani is a planet of restriction, contraction, service. So Ketu there with Shani, what it will do, I'll tell you this a little late. I told you this video is going to be a little long. But we should not forget something about Ketu, that Ketu, Venus and Jupiter are the planet which together is the basic foundation of spiritualism and the process associated with spiritualism. Please mark these words. See, if you have a Ketu in your 6th house, 8th house, or 12th house, let me give you a little clarity about these positions. If it is in the 6th house, it will, I told you, it will disperse, it will throw things away. So it will disperse or throw your enemies away. It will throw your disease away and your debts also away. If it is in the 8th house, it will disperse the boundaries of death and may grant you a very long life. And it will take you to the 4th dimension and 5th dimension also, a very dark house. If it is in the 12th house, Ketu in the 12th house, it is always known as a Mokshakaraka. It will take you away or disperse losses. And the boundaries between you, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, the boundary will be broken. So you have the access to the extra territorial zone. See, we have to forget that the real Moksha Karaka planet in a horoscope is always Ketu. It will always give you enlightenment. And you will be very egoless person. If you can actually make use of this particular position of Ketu, it will give you a very, very good life ahead. So friend, the headless planet Ketu is not a bad position in your horoscope. In fact, I personally believe there is nothing as bad position in any horoscope. You have to only see that if you have come on this planet with these positions of this thing, this is something that you have chosen, you have picked up, you have signed a contract yourself. Whether you are going to be rich, poor, sad, happy, it's your contract. You have to live it up to it. That's what I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like this video, please give it a like, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Good night.